Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Michael Pernup, the president of Watkins Glen, and thank you for all joining us this morning. Before we get started, I want to recognize some of our special guests here today. Of course, Michaela Kennedy Cuomo, County Executive Joni Mahoney, and their state and county legislatures and all our electeds. So thank you very much for attending. We appreciate that. You know, as Watkins Glen has grown over the years, we couldn't have done a lot of what we've done without the support of I Love New York, the legislature, and especially the governor. Even on his election campaign, he made a stop with his RV coming down to the racetrack way back when, and I'll never forget that day. He's been so supportive and a great friend of mine personally, and I really respect and appreciate him. For decades, you know, Watkins Glen has been an iconic adventure. You know, worldwide, everybody recognizes three racetracks in this country. It's Indianapolis, the home of IndyCar, Daytona, and Watkins Glen International. So we're proud to keep moving in that positive atmosphere that Watkins Glen has always portrayed. We keep selling record crowds. We can't wait for IndyCar a week from now, a week and a half from now, in their return. So thanks to the leadership, we've been able to do this, and of course, Empire State Development has been at the very top. And just a few weeks ago, the DMV unveiled our private license plate, so you can buy a Watkins Glen International license plate through your DMV. I think we got our name in first, so hopefully we get a couple special of those and put them on all our personal vehicles. I know my name's up there at the top along with the rest of our staff at Watkins Glen. So I look forward to building on the progress that we've had with IndyCar and what we can put together in upstate New York in this great, great state that we live in and led by such great legislator and governors, as I said. Now please join me in welcoming the president of IndyCar, Jay Fry.
Thank you. Good morning. I just did a 3-mile hike through the state fairgrounds, and it's beautiful. I feel good, so great way to start my day. But good morning. It's a pleasure. Again, my name is Jay Fry. I'm the president of IndyCar. This is a very special day for all of us at IndyCar. Watkins Glen is a premier racing facility in the Northeast. It's the only racetrack to host every major North American-based series. So that's pretty cool. Congratulations to Michael on that. We love Watkins Glen as a series. We've missed being here. We're certainly glad to be back. From 2006 to 2010, IndyCar called this track home. Now we're back. The Grand Prix of the Glen this Labor Day weekend will cap off the New York State Fair. So we actually will race at Watkins Glen next week, which, again, thank you to Michael, was kind of we had a little issue with another part of the country, and Michael stepped in and actually filled the hole for us to start this process this year. We had been talking with Michael for some time about starting to do a multi-year deal starting in 2017. Again, we had a little hiccup, and thank you, Michael. We're coming here next weekend, so that's all good. So again, today, our return, one of the things too we certainly don't want to miss here is our return would not be possible without continued support and partnership of Governor Cuomo in the state of New York. Again, we are so glad and so pleased to be back here in this great state. This is going to be, we were here for a long time, and we certainly have every expectation to be here for a long time to come. Again, we need to be at Watkins Glen. This is a great facility. You do a great job. This is a great state. The governor, and part of the governor's support, he's committed to partner with IndyCar through the I Love New York campaign and dedicated $200,000 to promote this race and attract fans from all over the Northeast. Again, we're excited and thankful for the governor's support, so thank you. This is a big day for racing, a big day for our fans, and a big day for IndyCar. It's wonderful to be back. We very much look forward to what's happening on Labor Day coming up. Again, we want to thank Governor Cuomo, we want to thank Michael. We also want to thank the Ferrari clubs in New York, right? We kind of impeded a little or infringed on their weekend next weekend because they had already had a big event planned for the Labor Day weekend, and we can't thank them enough for allowing us to come share the weekend with them. So again, we're certainly glad to be here. We can't thank you all enough. Looking forward to coming back for years to come. And my next goal or role was to announce a driver whose name's Will Power, who's a Verizon IndyCar Series champion, drives for Penske, and I'm hoping he walks out from that curtain at any minute. But he's delayed. So anyway, Senator O'Mara, please, Senator, thank you.
Thank you, Jay and Michael, for being here. I am fortunate to represent the 58th Senate District in New York State, which includes Watkins Glen. Not only is Watkins Glen, with its state parks, the Finger Lakes, the wineries, it's also the home of road racing in America. It's the first road racing track built for road racing in America, and it's right now, after the repaving job that happened at the end of last year before this season started, the finest racing surface in all the world. And I want to thank Governor Cuomo for his commitment to the track over the years, the regional councils that were a significant part of helping repave that track project last year, and the commitment of Indy Racing coming back here this year. We're so glad to have you back, Jay. We've missed you for the past 6 years. I've been going to the track since probably I was eight years old or so, about 1970, when Formula One and Can-Am were the big races there year after year. And then we had a stint with Indy, and then we had NASCAR, then we had Indy back for a while. We still have NASCAR. We have the 6 hours races. It is a huge tourism draw in New York State. The Glen is so historic. Such nostalgia there. The drivers love to race it, and I can tell you that every driver that's been there to test and to race there this year, they're just so impressed with the new track surface. Every class of cars that have raced there this year have set new records around the track this year. And that's exciting to the drivers. They love the history in Watkins Glen, love to race in Watkins Glen, and we love to host them there in New York State. And it's a great tourism draw that we have. You know, NASCAR has been a sellout, complete sellout for 2 years in a row at the Glen. We hope to get to that level with Indy as well, and we're here today to talk about a longer-term, multi-year association with Indy moving forward at Watkins Glen beyond just this year. So that's great news for Watkins Glen and the track. And, you know, Michael, I was just so surprised you were able to get my car here today. I really wasn't expecting it to be here, but maybe Will Power should be having it right now, or maybe he'd be here. But I think he's been in the air, so hopefully he gets here before we're done. But, you know, Indy's return is just so fantastic coming up. This weekend, this Labor Day weekend, is going to be a great weekend, culminating of the 3 major races at Watkins of this year. Every weekend has been a huge success. We've had great weather in the state of New York, and we're going to have great weather on Labor Day weekend as well. So I thank you all for being here to be part of this today. I thank Governor Cuomo as one of our leading race fans here in New York State. Your generous, your proud support of Watkins Glen International over the years is great. The governor has driven the track several times. He's a huge racing fan, and it's my pleasure at this time to introduce Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. First, Michael Printup has done a magnificent job operating Watkins Glen. Let's give him a big round of applause. Jay Fry, the president of Indy, welcome back to New York, and you're going to be in New York for a long, long time to come. So we're pleased to be with you. Senator O'Mara is a great advocate for the Glen and for the track and for the entire district, and he has been tremendously helpful in advocating to get these funds passed by the legislature. We would not be here today without Senator O'Mara, so let's give him a big round of applause. I just want to correct one thing that the senator said for the accuracy, because the press is here. He said this was his car. That's not true. But Michael Printup and Mr. Fry have donated this to the state of New York, this car. There is a condition. It is for the exclusive use of the governor in commuting on official business. I will never be late again. The state police wanted to know where they sit, and I said they could follow, which is fine. But it's a big state, and I thought we needed to move around a little faster. And this will do it. We'll call it, the license plate will be G1. I think that works. This is, we were talking about the state fair and the great tradition of the state fair and how you need to rebuild and renovate and stay with the times if you want to stay ahead of it. Watkins Glen is very much the same story. It is a part of racing history. It's a part of racing nostalgia. All the greats have been there. It is a magnificent location. But you need to rebuild and you need to innovate if you want to stay current. And that is exactly what Michael Printup did and the track did in resurfacing the track. And the state was proud to partner in that. It was a $10 million effort to repave the track. And the early reports are the repaving has been fantastic. And people are talking about it as not just a world-class, not just a national class, but a world-class racetrack. So congratulations, first of all, Michael, on the renovation, on the repaving. We were proud to be your partner, and you did it right, and the results show already. So congratulations on that. And with IndyCar coming back, Watkins Glen now has a major series in every division. You have a major IMSA race, a NASCAR race, and now an IndyCar race. This is going to be an agreement for at least 2 years that IndyCar is going to be there. We're going to participate in the promotion of IndyCar over the next 2 years. And we believe it's going to be a relationship that is much longer than that. Mr. Willpower is here. However, he has forfeited his right to the vehicle, as I have claimed possession. Let's welcome Mr. Willpower. How are you? I will introduce you in a moment, Mr. Power, but you still don't get the car. That is the price of tardiness. We're very strict here in the state. So we will participate in the advertising with Watkins Glen on this IndyCar series. And we think it's going to do great things for the track and, again, for the entire region. And what we're trying to do here is tourism is big business. Bringing people to the state is big business. Over $100 billion in economic development from tourism. So it's working. Our I Love New York campaign is working. It's working especially well in upstate New York. And one thing we've learned about tourism is people come to visit a region. They don't just come to visit a single destination. So you want to have a number of activities in that region, and you want to have a diversity of activities in that region. Not everyone likes to do everything. So look at what we're talking about just today in central New York. You can come to the State Fair, which has something for everyone. You can see the symphony that is in the amphitheater right across from the State Fair. We have the Bass Pro fishing experts, national experts, coming on Labor Day. We have IndyCar at Watkins Glen on Labor Day. We have the best wine and craft brewery, arguably, in the nation in central New York. So the synergy among these activities, advertising for the fair, advertising for Watkins Glen, advertising for Bass Pro, there's an activity that then has an exponential effect. And that's what we're starting to feel. And Watkins Glen, in and of itself, is a jewel for this state. It really is a championship racing track. I have raced on it. It is fun. It is exciting. It is fast. I would like to say I won, but that would not be totally true. And my daughter's here, and I tried to set a good example, but I gave it my best. And they didn't tell me where the turns were. So, but again, I'll end where I started. Michael, Mr. Fry, congratulations. Senator O'Mara, thank you for all your hard work. Our colleagues from the legislature, thank you for making the investment. Even though it's not in an individual assemblyman or senator's district, the entire region is going to benefit from this. And that's the intelligence that we brought to bear. With that, we'll turn it over to Will Powers, who is one of the really great drivers, who's familiar with Watkins Glen, who's familiar with Watkins Glen now on this repaving, which for a racetrack is night and day. It's a totally new track once it's repaved. Configuration stays the same, but the surface of the track and its adhesion for tires is everything. And that's why I applauded Michael before on his renovation. And Mr. Powers knows about that. So let's give a big round of applause to Will Power, the IndyCar driver. Good to see you.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't say how excited we are to return to Watkins Glen. I've been pushing the series for the last few years, saying that we need to go back to this track. It's a phenomenal place. It's up there with the best tracks in the world. I've raced all around the world. I've raced at tracks like Spa, in Belgium, and some of the best tracks in the world, and it's right there. And with the resurfacing of it, it's become crazy fast. I mean, it is ridiculous, the speeds we're doing. It's something like 5 seconds a lap faster, and the grip level is like nothing I've felt. So I think the fans are really in for a treat, when they go to the race this year, just to see the difference between how fast our cars are compared to NASCAR, which NASCAR has phenomenal racing there, but I think what's awesome about IndyCar is the technology and the aerodynamics, which creates such speed in the corners. It's a very family-friendly weekend, a lot of camping, and you can bring your family out, really enjoy yourself. We saw how successful Road America was this year, and there was 100,000 people there, and I walked around the camping grounds, and it was just so great to see families there and all the people having a lot of fun. So definitely excited to come back, and obviously excited for the new schedule for next year. I think everything's pretty much the same apart from adding one track and the extension of Watkins Glen. So we'll be coming back for, I don't even know how long is it? A couple more years, yeah. Sorry, I didn't read the notes. I was late, obviously, but
We're going to be here a long time.
yeah, it's going to create good racing there too. I mean, the track has some long straights, and anyone who watches IndyCar knows it has the best racing in the world. Our cars race well. We can actually bang wheels now because we have fenders somewhat on the side, so you can take big risks. But yeah, it's really looking forward to coming here and looking at the championship. It's becoming a very close battle between myself and Simon Pagenaud, and Watkins Glen's going to play a big part in that. So look forward to being there, and I think next week, and I hope to see a lot of people there, which I think we will. Thank you.
Thank you, Will. I was going to point out how much faster they were going. They broke records in 2010, the last time they were there, and as Will said, they're doing sub 4 or 5 seconds faster than that, and you add that to 3.45 miles. 5 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but this guy can attest to it. It's big. Thank you for coming today, Will. Senator O'Mara, thank you, and Governor, can't thank you enough. Thank you, brother. I can't thank you enough. On behalf of Watkins Glen, we're excited to welcome the Verizon IndyCar Series back to New York. And as Jay said, and Senator O'Mara and the governor said, we look forward to a long-term relationship. I hope you all get to enjoy what this great state fair is about. I'm a Buffalonian, born and raised, so I'm proud. I'm just proud to be a New Yorker, period, but really proud under this leadership and legislature. But the state fair is bar none the place to be. And I grew up right next to Erie County Fair, so, but state fair is where it's at. You gotta love it. Can't wait to bring my kids back next week. And we're going to have a little fun here before we start racing again. So Will and everybody else, thank you again.
Thank you.